Minutes go by and I'm literally trying to hold everything back in because I know for a fact if I let loose now, I'll let out a catastrophic megaton, 500 tons worth of nuclear energy out of my butthole. So this story took place way back in 2012. You know, the year everyone was being told to believe was the year the world was ending. Good times, good times. Anyway, I was in 8th grade, my final year at primary school, and I just transferred schools from the school where my first story happened to another, which, hated the school, hated it. Wanna know why? Subscribe. I'll tell you in future stories. So it was in January when I was looking forward to a good year, you know, making friends, which I did, and have a real girlfriend, which I did not. And then the worst news hit us. My last living grandparent passed away. My mom's dad. To be honest, I didn't feel a thing. Yeah, I did get the concept of death to some degree, but at that age, it's after reality just hasn't sunk into your 14-year-old brain. Because when you're this young, all you wanna do is watch cartoons after school and make sure you did showering every day. Oh, and also going through the no change underwear phase. I loved my granddad and could not miss his burial. Is what I would say if I really meant it. See, I did not. I just didn't. As I said, I was just a kid. I hadn't known the old man all too well. However, I went to travel in the name of going to his burial. See, my rural homeland is in Busia County, way on the other side of the country. 8 hours away from Nairobi by standard traveling time. 8 hours of pure tourism to a young and exploring mind like yours truly. Like, the route is littered with different tribes, tourist attractions, cultural practices, you name it, it has it. See, as you come down from Nairobi to Kisumu, you'd be amazed at the variety of diversity. You know, you start from the small fishing villages in Kisumu to the tea farmers in Kericho and end up in the street clubs in Nairobi. Along the way, there are lions, antelopes, zebras, girls on poles. It's a pure vibe to those who've never experienced this. At least, that's how I saw it back then. So I talked to my class teacher, my mom swooped in some excuses, and off I went to the burial with my elder sister a few days after the fact. Now, for those who don't know me well, allow me to explain. So, I come from the Luya tribe of Kenya, and amazing facts about Luyas is that we're good in rugby. The dudes, bro, they look good, no homo. And the most important fact is that we love to eat. Like, I ain't capping or anything. I mean, there are countless memes surrounding Luyas and the likeness of eating. Like, it's our national tribe flag, our pride, our heritage. It's in our blood. See, we love to eat so much. Sometimes I wonder if we are even supposed to be considered a human species. Like, it's so bad. Now, here's where the story starts. In my tribe, the burial ceremony takes 3 days and the casket is lowered on the third day, which in my case was a Saturday. So then by Sunday morning, I will take a bus back to Nairobi and Monday be available for school. Now, spread in between these 3 days was music, dancing, and food. The food. Yum, yum, yum. As I said earlier, Luyas love to eat, and to cope with this, a lot of food was cooked. Like, a lot. Like, I could go on rambling what was there and it wouldn't fit for this video. Just know that animals followed grandpa to the grave that day, bronzes. However, despite the many delicacies, one sufuria caught my attention as I was walking around the big kitchen. See, in this sufuria, there were intestines, liver, and beef mixed together. She looked crazy as fucking sufuria, smelled like recipe for disaster, no pun intended, and tasted like a funeral in my mouth. Again, no pun intended. That food looked ew, smelled and tasted yeah. And funny enough, the locals there ate it. Luyas are weird. Because my dad was a big person in the event, being the husband to one of the women who had just lost their father, I was granted access next to him during lunch and supper at the table where the village elders sat, my G. And the table, bronzes, it wasn't the mediocre type of food of whatever the normal people who attend the burial are eating. Peasants. It was beautiful. Anyway, I ate this and that, chicken, smoked beef, roasted beef, marron, nigga. I was like sucker that day, and all I did that day was eat meat. Let me tell you, I mixed over 10 types of food available there. I went to sleep that night with a belly full of meat and more, and tomorrow morning I'd catch a bus back to Nairobi. Mission complete. Fast forward the next day, I was on my way to Nairobi with my eldest brother named Don and his girlfriend at that time. We had made a pretty large progress into the journey, and then the rumble started. You know, the stomach ones. So I'm like, what's going on there, buddy? Initially, I just shoved off the idea as a minor stomach upset and that it would pass away. Really? The journey goes on for a while and I said the surrounding, which, by the way, was good. I cannot emphasize enough how the Nairobi Kisumu highway is a vibe, like it's an adventure on its own. And if you have never used this route, try it one day, you might like it. However, things inside my stomach started picking up the pace and the rumbles continue. And come on, there are remedies for that, you know? You know exactly what I mean. Like, letting just a little gas, trying to ease the pressure from something 2020 to something 2012. So I first opened the window because I didn't want to commit murder with my skunk food. Also, Don's girlfriend was sitting next to me and that would make things just uncomfortable. For her at least. So there I was, I got into position and then... something didn't move or sound right. Like you know what you expect when you let out a little gas out, you know the sound. It's either a silent killer like a psss or a sudden nuclear bomb like a poof. What I felt, however, was a slow slime-like thing out of my a-hole. Do you know what that means? Do you? A, it's not gas, and B, it's not solid doodle. Look, a similar thing had happened the previous year. Now I knew where this upset had come from because in the other 2 days of the burial, I had no stomach issues, like I was fine after every meal. But now, I had one, and here's the reason. See, this might come as a surprise to you, but if you mix a lot of food in your belly under one sitting, your body might not or won't take that easy. It can lead to nausea or, as you've already guessed, diarrhea. I don't know the science, but I know it's facts. In simple terms, I realized that I have a paining stomach and diarrhea. So I was farting, realized what was coming out, and immediately hold everything in place. Nigga, I ran like green like that doodles faster than the players from Squid Game. And let me tell you, holding in doodle when it's halfway out, it's not easy. Let alone the diarrhea kind of type of doodle. I immediately know that, hey, I'm in trouble. I need to take care of this situation before it becomes worse. Because it reaches a point where you can no longer hold it. And when you get there and you have no toilet around. So I tried to hold it in for a few more minutes, but wasn't helping. My stomach was roaring, bronzes, and things wanted to get out my other end. And I know some of you are probably like, Kala, just get to the nearest bus or gas station and have a dump. Like, I didn't think of that. Allow me to explain my situation. See, most buses traveling along this route have one and only one refreshing point at Nakuru before they finish the journey to Nairobi. Here's where you can buy lunch or relieve yourselves, which for a good measure was like 4 hours away from where we work currently. 4 hours. 4 hours! I could not hold anything for 4 hours, not at that age, especially if it's that diarrhea stuff. I'd sort to injury. Dude, this is one of those buses that just didn't stop in the middle of anywhere for no reason. So I tried to hold it in for a few more minutes and it became unbearable. I couldn't do this. Nope, not me, not today. So I immediately turned to my brother and I'm like, bro, yeah? I need to use the... Huh? I need to use the bathroom. Huh? I need to use the bathroom. Yo, dude, what's wrong? I don't feel very good. Why? What's the problem? It's my stomach. I need to use the bathroom now. Find me a bathroom now. But you're on a moving bus. Why do you think we can find a bathroom right now? That sounds like a you problem. Who told you to be the elder one? Okay, fine, I didn't tell him that last part, but I might have well been meaning it. See what just happened there in that little conversation, huh? Do you see it? Basically, I was telling him that my problems were now his problems too. He needed to find a bathroom for me, which in other words, meaning telling the driver to stop in the middle of nowhere, probably delayed the journey by 10 minutes or so, raised up some frustrations for the passengers for some random boy to do the honor of dropping some dues. So Don lays back for a while as he plans on what he was going to do next. Trust me, it sounds easy on paper but actually harder to do. I knew that, why do you think I told him? Minutes go by and I'm literally trying to hold everything back in because I know for a fact, if I let loose now, I'll let out a catastrophic megaton, 500 tons worth of nuclear energy out of my butthole. Like if this shit comes out. no pun intended, this was going to be the end of the world. 2012 was no longer gonna be just a movie. Earth will disappear from space, human population reduced by more than half, and Thanos will be more than proud of me. Oy. Okay, it got worse. It got way worse. My stomach is turning, my intestines colliding, my a-hole is widening, and the muscles of my a-hole are like... I turn to Donna and I'm like, bro, please do something. I don't think I can hold it any longer. I'm thinking about what to do. Stop thinking. Go. Do it. I swear, if we don't do something in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna do something in my pants that's gonna be terrible than Grandpa's death. He knew I'm not joking around. He knew I was not fooling around. He knew I was for the deal. So he goes like, fine. I'm up. Good. Go. My brother rushed to the driver, explained the whole situation to him, and then came back to his seat. The driver used more time than anticipated to stop the bus, and I couldn't hold it any longer. For full 5 minutes, the bus still moving, and then I'm like, hey, do these people know that I'm holding back? Do they know what kind of labor pain I mean? Or maybe I should just let it out. Yeah, I'm a kid, yes. They'll understand. They have to. I'm just a kid. I already told them and they're not acting on it. I'm a kid. They'll understand. See? I had gone to that point. I just couldn't hold it any longer. I just couldn't. I closed my eyes, said my last prayers, and then... Where is that young man who wants to poof out of there? Nigga ran. Bam! Out of my seat, out of the bus, to the middle of nowhere. I ran away from the bus as fast as my legs would carry me. Immediately searched for a spot and then... I dropped the biggest foreign relief on the African soil, my G. Right Cross? Nigga, those people ain't compared to what I donated to the motherland on this day, Brownsies. Tears of joy flowed down the cheeks of the nearby ants as they received my gifts, knowing they were not going to be sleeping hungry for the next few days and that their children were not going to be in food memes anymore. For a while at least. You guys, my guys, I did motherland justice that day, like the wild animal I was on the African savannah. What y'all looking at? Yo, what are you doing? Yo, dude, some privacy. You forgot this. Oh, thanks. Let me tell you, boys and girls, at the moment, behind the bush, I had the greatest moment in my life. No cap, for real, I was this close to shitting in my pants that day. Anyway, after that debacle, I returned to the bus, was given some medicines to settle down the stomach upstairs, and then I fell asleep. Woke up when we finally arrived in Nairobi. So did Thanos. Maybe I'll make a proud next time. Moral of the story, don't eat and drive. Also, the phone that's for was weird. Ew, yuck, ugh. Yeah. What's up, Sunflower Squad? It's your boy Kelly and welcome to the end of another yet amazing video. Glad you could make it this far. That was my crazy childhood traveling bathroom experience, and no lie, I was seconds from disaster. Let me know your crazy bathroom experience down in the comment section if you have any. I'm 100p that I'm not alone. That said, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, support your boy by leaving a like or two, and share the video to your friends if you enjoyed it too. See the rhyme? I'm not gonna lie, I had a fun time making this video. In fact, loved the experience. I also want to give a quick shout out to my boy KCCK. Thanks for the support, brother, and it only gets better, so stick around. These videos do take time to make, and your support is like a boost, so go ahead and do the LSCC for me. I'd appreciate a lot. Also, check me out on the gram, I post some cooler stuff. Anyway, that'll be all, and until next time, don't forget your sunflower at somebody every day. Tuna never die.